In 1970, 7-year-old Jahangir begged his father to take him on court. When the club was closed, and in temperatures approaching 50 degrees Celsius, scrawny little Jahangir practiced for hours against the outside wall.
As a youngster, though, although you're the greatest player now, in those days you had 2 hernia operations. How did you cope with this?
When I was very young, I was so weak that I couldn't play squash, but when I had actually 2 operations as well, and my doctor said to my father, that he can't be able to play squash, but I was so interested, because my family game, and that was my actually hobby, I just wanted to play.
Yes, but at 15 years of age, you were playing so well, in fact, after all these problems, that you entered for the World Amateur Championships. Did you think you got any chance at all in this one?
Well, actually, because I have to qualify to get in the main tournament, and I didn't know that I will win it, but so far I was going in that tournament, and I was keep winning every round, and I was keep getting more confident. And when I won the tournament, I was really thankful to Allah.
Sporting history with him is his coach, Duraz, and Air Vice Marshal Changezi, as the next incredible chapter in the squash Khan dynasty is written. And if Jahangir turns pro any time in the next 12 months, we look forward to seeing him do battles with all the great players and maybe even take on the world champion Jeff Hunt.
Well, that was an astonishing victory, but shortly afterwards, your brother Torsom died. What sort of relationship did you have at this time?
Well, it was a very big shock for me, because I was living with Torsom in England, and he brought me to England, and I was living with about 6 months with him. And I thought, that's it, my career will finish.
On 28th of November 1979, Torsom died. Was a big shock for the family. But actually, Jahangir's father, Uncle Roshan, Jahangir, myself, made a promise at Torsom's grave that we will work hard, and inshallah we'll bring the trophy back to Torsom's grave in 2 years.
But by April 1981, you chalked up some fantastic victories against Jeff Hunt in Munich and at Chichester.
And I think everyone here privileged to have watched this match. It really was an absolute classic. Victory going to the 17-year-old, the new sensation of the squash world, Jahangir Khan. Look at that, a little embrace from his trainer. 9-6, love 9, 9-4, 4-9, and 9-6 in the fifth.
But your real chance came in the Wimbledon of squash, the British Open, and you were leading Jeff Hunt in the final 6-1, and you were marching on to victory. What went wrong in that game?
Well, I know that I was leading 6-1 in the fourth, but I think I went so excited because I was leading in fourth game, and I thought, Jeff is tired, so I should have played long game that time. But I just went for the winner, and which didn't help me. But obviously, with Jeff Hunt, he's a great player, and I should have played long game.
And Remit, you were under severe pressure now with that loss, and criticism about you personally was coming in from all directions. Did you feel like giving it up at this point?
Not really, because we only had lost a battle, not the war. And immediately after that, in the changing room, I told Jahangir that this is the mistake which you make. You better learn something from it. I had to remind him that again and again, not to do the same mistake.
Well, the war, in fact, Jahangir, was the World Open Championships. What sort of a start did you have to the new season?
I was working really hard.
Go! Come on, come on! Go! Stop! Come on! Stop!
Life in the professional ranks was proving hard, and he lost several times, but at the expense of the world's best.
Push! Come on, fight! That's a good one. Keep walking, come on. In the match, you're not going to just sit like that or show your opponent even you're tired, Inside there, you might be hurt. You might be very, very tired, but so what?
He had to work even harder, had to get more determined.
Jahangir's training schedule moved into top gear, and he became arguably the fittest man on the planet.
above sea level. I know it's hard, but it's better that you work hard here than getting tired on the court. Okay? So come on, boy, show me your power. Come on, go! Push, push! It's going to make you strong. Hit the way you hit on the squash court. Boy, come on, hit! Okay, I've got a stone in my hand. Which hand? Sure? 5 more. Come on, you're wrong. Well, let's go, let's go. Go! Go! Come on, keep going, keep going. Bend down. Push yourself, push. Come on, come on. This is the 5th game. Now another the 5th. Come on. Got to win this time. That's a good boy. More quick work. Inshallah, to reach.
Welcome to Toronto's Columbus Centre and the McGuinness World Open Squash Championship.
Okay then. To the 15 minutes to get ready and leave.
Welcome Jahangir Khan, the challenger, the number 2 seed from Pakistan. Ladies and gentlemen, the squash champion of the world from Australia, champion Jeff Hunt.
Jahangir, in that final, that extraordinary final, Jeff Hunt had actually taken the first game off you, and you were down, and everyone thought that Jeff Hunt was going to beat you. When Remet told you that it was actually 2 years to the day that Torsum died, how did you feel?
Well, I knew when I was leading 2-1, and Rem told me about that this is the day when Torsum died, and it made me more determined in the court.
Boy, fight. Let the rally go for 10 days. Remember, today is the day when Torsum died. 2 years ago. If you win, inshallah, we will take the trophy to Torsum's grave. So fight, boy. Fight.
This is game point for Australian Jeff Hunt. We have just had a break in the action because of a torn or broken ball. Hunt leads the opening game 8-5. He'll win this 9-point game if he wins this point. Game ball, Jeff Hunt to serve, leading 8-7.
Of having the serve is that you can make an error. In that particular case, Jahangir felt that he had a chance for the winner and went after it. Unfortunately, his point of view.
Game. That's it. Well, that is it for young Jeff.
Never mind. We lost the first game, but it has lasted nearly an hour. Everything is going according to our plan. Just keep him working.
Getting by 5.
he certainly had his work cut out for him, has his work cut out for him. These are only 9-point games, and Khan has been very, very steady in the second game.
Keep the same game and put more pressure. Moving.
Is 17 unusually young for a player of this caliber, or like in women's and to some extent men's tennis, are the players simply becoming younger year by year?
No, I think really that 17 is extremely young to be of the caliber that Jahangir is. He has a lot of ability, and it's developed over a short period of time.
He has tremendous court sense out there, too. We figured that Hunt, with the experience, as the match wore on, would probably have the better court sense, but I tell you, this Khan is staying right with him.
Well, he's really working, Jeff, too. Jeff.
Oh, yes! Turnaround now in this World Open. The defending world champion and the favorite, Jeff Hunt from Australia, winning the opening game 9-7. Young Khan came back to win the second game 9-1 and has now won game 3 9-2.
Now listen, boy. You are 2-1 up. You have got to take this game. Little bit more pressure. Keep him moving, and remember, patience and no mistake.
He now is within 2 points of winning the World Open.
One can't help but be impressed with the ability of this young lad. He just seems to have everything, not just the speed and the fitness, but also the shots.
Hunt is simply amazing. 34 years of age, he has been out there now for a long, long time, well over an hour. He looks like he's hardly been moving.
Well, the trick of the game is to be able to not let on your opponent. Tired anyway.
Crowd is buzzing after Khan fell down, got up. The point continues. Tremendous point. Oh!
For a series of great gets.
This is the best point of the match so far. Simply outstanding.
Both players getting a little bit of a rest up and down the back of the wall.
Oh! It is now match point.
Always to delay as long as you can. If you notice, he delayed completely the last second and fooled Jeff with a cross-court drop.
You've conquered the world already. How do you see your future?
Well, I won every tournament in squash, and I now want to win the hardball, which is in America.
Best of luck, gentlemen, in all your ambitions.
Thank you.
World softball champion Jahangir Khan played Mark Talbot, the world hardball champion, 12 times between 1982 and 1985 in America and Canada. The scoreline, Jahangir Khan 11, Mark Talbot 1. I'm Stuart Sharp in New York, and we're going to take a look at some of those incredible matches.
Jahangir Khan, the world champion in softball. The 53rd Annual World Professional Championships get underway. Victory in Boston earned Talbot the #1 seeding this time out. And in quarterfinal play against Clive Caldwell, his tenacious attack resulted in a 3-love victory. Likewise, in the lower half of the elimination draw, Jahangir Khan proved lethal as he continued his road to a rematch with a shutout victory over fast-improving Todd Binns of Toronto. Sanchez was content to power the ball up and down the side walls, waiting for a crack in the armor of Khan's defense to drive home the winner. After 3 games, Sanchez was ahead 2-1, and the crowd roared their approval for the underdog. Ramat Khan, Jahangir's cousin, coach, and mentor, calms his young protege. And like a man brought back to life, Jahangir surges ahead to win the 4th and the 5th and deciding game, 15-love. With the games tied 1 apiece, Jahangir Khan found the handle and used his shot-making ability to throw Talbot off balance and move to within 1 game of victory and avenge their previous encounter. Just as it seems that Talbot is on the run, it is Jahangir that flies from end to end and side to side. But too often for Talbot, the constant pressure proves fatal. Jahangir leading 14-5 in the 4th game, 1 point from victory in the $10,000 purse, has the match all but decided. His deceptive strokes throw Talbot off balance once again, and the man, whose name literally translates to conqueror of the world, takes 1 step closer to living up to his reputation.
I found it really exciting.
Different. It was an interesting perspective.
The setting is New York City, and the excitement surrounds the most novel staging ever of a pro tournament. In fact, the stage of a Broadway theater is the site of the 1985 North American Open. The lobby of the town hall looks more like the intermission during a performance of Cats, but the attraction on this night is strictly squash, and a well-heeled gathering of New Yorkers found it well worth the price of admission. The first semi-final featured the return of Jahangir Khan to the tour, playing Ned Edwards, a hometown hero in the Big Apple. In the first 2 games, Khan was overwhelming, but in the 3rd, a determined Edwards forced extra points as he pulled even at 14-all. A blistering forehand by Khan ends it quickly, and Jahangir waits to meet Talbot once again. Talbot, however, would have his hands full with newcomer Steve Bowditch, a softball player originally from Australia. In the 5th game, a shocked audience watched Bowditch put the match away and cancel out another anticipated Khan-Talbot battle. Like actors waiting for their cue, Jahangir Khan and Steve Bowditch prepare mentally for their coming performance. The unusual setting seems to inspire both players as a great display is put on for the appreciative audience. As in the Talbot match, Bowditch goes behind 2-0 before finding a groove. The third game is closer and goes into overtime. And though he puts everything he has on the line, it's too little and too late for Steve Bowditch. Jahangir Khan, at just 21 years of age, once again displays the skill, composure, and quiet temperament that translate into winning. And what of the future? Can Jahangir Khan maintain this all-consuming drive to be number one?
It will come one day, I would say, because I won't be champion forever. And I believe in that I will lose one day. And if someone will come and beat me there, softball or hardball, well, he'll be working harder than me then. That's the thing.
At the moment, it seems that he does work the hardest, and the rewards are plentiful.
It's really hard to keep at the moment because there's so many young players coming up and they all have their target to become the world champion and world number one. And obviously it's hard to keep on that stage, and it's a lot of pressure on me. But I don't really get scared by that. You know, if I lose today, I've got an opportunity that I can come back again because age on my side. And if I lose today, I'll try to come back.
And so we return to the Metro Toronto Convention Centre, where the World Professional Squash Tour comes nearer to the end. Jahangir Khan leads 2-0. And fight back he does, digging for Jahangir's crisp low drives and sending them back with as much of his own power as he can muster. But Khan is merciless, and there is one too many drives for each of Talbot's return. As game number 3 wears on, Talbot turns the tide and forces the play, something he must do to win. Winning the third game allows Talbot time to regroup, but even he realizes the monumental struggle ahead if he is to win the next 2 games from a man who operates like an unrelenting, untiring machine. But besides the fitness and the fun and the financial rewards of the game, squash builds something that lasts forever: character. Because in close quarters, you must have absolute respect for your opponent, though you simultaneously engineer his defeat. And ultimately, this breeds self-respect, which translates into a winning attitude no matter how the odds are stacked. On the tour, as in friendly games in countless clubs, no one gives up. And so, Jahangir Khan claimed the 1985 Xerox Canadian Open title.
The squash world now awaited a great new champion. He spent 15 years at the top and strode like a colossus over the sport. He became one of the most publicised sportsmen of all time and conquered the world many times. He created so many world records, it's impossible to list them all. However, the most profound was his 10th consecutive British Open victory, where his father and the Duke of Edinburgh both sat courtside to witness this remarkable occasion. His record stands as the greatest sporting achievement in history, and Jahangir possibly the greatest sportsman of all time.
Yes! 10 years in a row, Jahangir Khan has been British Open squash champion. What an astonishing record. That's his father, Roshan, who's just got onto the court. Picking him up, embraced by his father, who came across last year to see him win it 9 times and set the record.